guys, welcome back. Just try this question. This question says that determine the magnitude and coordinate direction angles of the resultant force and sketch this vector on the coordinate system. Now, if you see the question diagram, there are the two forces given to us. One is F1 and the another one is F2. So, let's talk about the F2 force first. If you see that the F2 force, which has the magnitude of 500 Newton, it makes an angle 60 degree from the positive y-axis, and this is basically the value of beta. Similarly, this F2 force makes an angle 60 degree from the positive x-axis, and this is basically the value of alpha. And lastly, this F2 force makes an angle 135 degree from the positive z-axis, and this is basically the value of gamma. So the Cartesian form or the vectorial form of F2 are written as F2, which is equal to F into cos alpha I with positive sign F into cos beta j with positive sign F into cos gamma k. And don't forget to write down the unit here. And the unit, in this case, it is nothing but the Newton. So, F2, which is equal to the value of F, it is nothing but 500 into cos, and the value of alpha, it is nothing but 60 degree. Similarly, with positive sign 500 into cos, and the value of beta is also 60 degree, j cap. With positive sign 500 into cos, and the value of gamma, it is nothing but 135 degree, k cap. So, F2, which is equal to 500 into cos 60 degree, so you will get 250 I cap with positive sign, 250 j cap, and similarly 500 into cos 135 degree, so you will get negative 353.55 k cap Newton. What about the vectorial or the Cartesian form of F1? Let's talk about that. Now, let's talk about the vectorial form or the Cartesian form of F1. If you see that the value of F1, it is nothing but 400 Newton, and there are the two triangles given to us, this one and that one. So let's call this triangle number 1, and this triangle, let's call this triangle number 2. And if you see carefully, so this length is basically is common in between these two triangles. Let's call this F prime. So let's talk about the triangle number 2 first. This is basically the value of fx, and this is basically the value of fy, and this one right here is basically the f prime, and this is basically our 20-degree angle, and this is basically our 9-degree angle. So apply the sine theta and cos theta function here. So we know that sine theta, which is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and cos theta, which is equal to base upon hypotenuse. So where the two angles meet each other, so that particular side are known as base, and in this case it is basically the fx. Similarly, the opposite side of theta, it is nothing but the perpendicular, and in this case is basically fy. And lastly, the opposite side of 90 degree, it is basically the hypotenuse, and in this case the f prime. So sine theta, which is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, the perpendicular in this case is nothing but the fy, and the hypotenuse is nothing but f prime. Similarly, cos theta, which is equal to base upon hypotenuse, the base in this case is basically the fx, and the hypotenuse, it is nothing but the f prime. So f prime, which is equal to fy upon sine of theta, let's call this equation number 1, and similarly f prime, which is equal to fx upon cos of theta, let's call this equation number 2. Let's talk about the triangle number 1 here. Now, this is basically our triangle number 1, and if you see this length is basically common in between these two triangles, so we know that this is basically f prime. Now, if you displace this f prime by the help of free vector into here, so we can draw like this is basically the f prime, and this length right here is basically fz. So shift this fz to here, this is also fz. Now this is basically our new triangle, so extract this triangle into here. This is basically our fz, this is basically our f1 force, which has the magnitude of 400 Newton, and this is basically our f prime. This is basically our 60-degree angle, and this is basically our the 90-degree angle. So apply the sine theta and cos theta function here. So we know that cos theta, which is equal to base upon hypotenuse, the base in this case is basically the fz, and the perpendicular in this case is basically the f prime, and the remaining side, it is nothing but the hypotenuse. So base, it is nothing but the fz, and the hypotenuse, it is nothing but the 400. So fz, which is equal to 400 into cos of theta, and the theta in this case, it is nothing but the 60 degree. So 400 into cos 60 degree. So 400 into cos 60 degree, so you will get it into cos 60 degree, so you will get fz, which is equal to 200 newton. This is basically the value of fz. Now apply the sine theta function here. So we know that sine theta, which is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. The perpendicular in this case is basically the f prime, and the hypotenuse is nothing but the 400. So f prime, which is equal to 400 into sine of theta. So let's call this equation number 3. We know the value of f prime here. So putting the equation number 1 into equation number 3. So we will get fy upon sine theta, which is equal to 400 into sine of theta. This theta here, it is nothing but the 60 degree, and this theta here, it is nothing but the 20 degree. So we will get 400 into sine 60 degree into sine 20 degree. So 400 into sine 60 into sine 20, so you will get 118.47 Newton. This is basically the value of Fy here. Now, what about the value of Fx? And for that, we are going to put the equation number 2 in equation number 3. So, we will get Fx upon cos, and the value of theta, it is nothing but 20 degree. So, Fx upon cos 20 degree, which is equal to 400 into sine 60 degree. So, 400 into sine 60 degree into cos 20 degree. So, you will get 325.51 Newton. This is basically the value of Fx. Now we successfully find out the value of Fx, value of Fy, and value of Fz. But what about the Cartesian form or the vectorial form of F1? So if you see the question diagram, I raised some extra thing. This is basically the direction of Fx, and it is basically outward the screen. That's why it is positive. Similarly, this length right here, it is basically the direction of Fy, and it is pointing towards the left hand side, so that's why it is negative. And lastly, this is basically the value of Fz, and it is acting vertically upward, so it is also positive. So the only Fy component is negative here. Okay, so v could be written as F1, which is equal to Fx plus Fy plus Fz. So the value of Fx, it is nothing but 325.51 I gap. Similarly, the value of Fy, it is nothing but 118.47, but it is acting on the left hand side, so that's why it is negative. So it will become negative 118.47 J gap. And plus Fz, the value of Fz, it is nothing but 200 Newton, so it will become positive 200 K gap Newton. This is basically the Cartesian form of F1. We know the Cartesian form of F1, and we also know the Cartesian form of F2. So we can add together to find out the vectorial form of the resultant vector. Okay. Now the Cartesian form of resultant vector are written as Fr, which is equal to positive 250 with positive 325.51. So we will get 575.51 I cap. Similarly, positive 250 with negative 118.47. So we will get positive 131.53 J cap. And lastly, positive 200 with negative 353.55. So we will get negative 153.55 K cap. This is basically the Cartesian form or the vectorial form of the resultant vector. Now, what about its magnitude? The magnitude of the resultant vector are given as Fr, which is equal to under root Frx square plus Fry square plus Frz square. So it will become 575.51 whole square with positive sign 131.53 whole square with positive sign 153.55 whole square. So grab the calculator, put the values into it, and solve it for the magnitude of the resultant vector. Now the value of the magnitude of resultant vector is 609.99 Newton. Now, what about the direction of cosines of the resultant vector? And for that, we have the formula. So it will become alpha, which is equal to cos inverse frx upon f. The frx, it is nothing but 575.51, and the f, it is nothing but 609.99. Similarly, comma beta, which is equal to cos inverse fry upon f. the value of FRY, it is nothing but 131.53, and the value of F, it is nothing but 609.99. Lastly, gamma, which is equal to cos inverse FRZ upon F. The value of FRZ, it is nothing but negative 153.55. Okay, and the value of F, it is nothing but 609.99. So the value of alpha is equal to 19.35 degree. Similarly, the value of beta is equal to 77.54 degree, and lastly, the value of gamma is equal to 104.57 degree. This is basically the direction of cosines. The last part of question is that you have to sketch this vector on the Cartesian coordinate system. So this is basically our x, y and z axis. Now this is basically our x, y and z axis. This is nothing but x axis, this one is nothing but y axis, and this one is nothing but z axis. The vectorial form of frx is drawn like this. This is basically our frx. Similarly, this is basically our fry right here. And lastly, this is basically our frz. Now, if you join these vectors by the help of head-to-tail rule, you will get the resultant vector which lying in this direction. This is basically our resultant vector. But how can we join these vectors by the help of head-to-tail rule? Let me show you how. This is basically our frx. So frx, it is basically our first vector, okay, and fry is our second vector, and frz is our third vector. So head to tail rule says that you have to put the tail of second vector on the head of first vector. So you have to put the tail of fry on the head of frx like this. This is basically our fry. Similarly, you have to put the tail of frz on the head of fry like this. This is basically our frz. And lastly, you have to join the tail of first vector to the head of last vector like this, so that this green line is your resultant vector. So that's why I draw the resultant vector like this. So this is basically our FR. So FR makes an angle alpha with positive x-axis. Similarly, the FR makes an angle beta with positive y-axis. And lastly, the FR makes an angle gamma with positive z-axis. Why I draw the angle like this? Cause we measured the angle through the anti-clockwise direction. That's why I draw the angle like this. So your question has been solved and your concept too. So please like, comment, subscribe and share it with your friends too. Jazakallah. Take care. Allah Hafiz.